Hello, and welcome to the Youth Pulse podcast with me, Dico Andrew. Where we discuss pressing issues of this generation with heartful conversation, inspiring stories, and diverse perspective on girl-child marriage, reproductive health, education, youth champions, and climate, among other compelling topics, meeting your needs. Join us today to be informed, empowered, and engaged. The Youth Pulse podcast is speaking from our hearts. Hello guys, welcome to another episode of the Youth Pulse podcast with me, Dico Andrew, whereby each and every time we dive into conversation that is really mattering our heart, and that's why we are speaking from our heart on this very podcast. And once it comes to different topics that we are having, today we are going to be handling enhancing public and market sanitation, and as we are tackling this issue, is close to our daily lives and our nation future, and enhancing public and the market sanitation. So why not we dive in and explore with our two amazing guests. You guys are welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where are we starting from, left or right?
Any side.
Okay, you can just go ahead. Introduce yourself. What do you do? What talent do you have? Tell them who you are.
Hello everyone. My name is Juru Faith. By profession, I'm a procurement officer. But on the side, I'm a lash artist, stroke entrepreneur, and it's good to have all of you here.
And by the way, her lashes can speak for itself, yeah?
Yes,
So, yeah.
you can.
Okay, thank you everyone. My name is Daman Mabior. I'm a student in University of Juba, pursuing my degree in computer science.
Okay. You both are welcome to the Youth Pass podcast. And when it comes to you or the idea of the enhancing public and market sanitation, what do you think about the sanitation in such an important issue in South Sudan and at public spaces and markets as well?
Well, I believe sanitation it's supposed to be a part of our lives.
Yes.
So if we don't have sanitation, then we are not living. We are just signing a death sentence.
Yes.
So why I think it's important is it brings in a lot of factors, because starting from home to office places to where we buy our food to where we eat, we need to make sure that it's always on point, because it affects our health. It affects the way we live our lives. If I go to a restaurant and it's dirty, I will not trust the food there. So if the sanitation is not 100, then I don't think it's worth eating from such a place.
Okay.
Yes.
That's about the restaurant, but also in the market, you can tell في مالات أنا بيجينا وساكا إتبانو في زول بيته بيلهم جنب محل تا كموساكا تسوكول ومحل بافين. Then you start thinking like, yo, am I safe? Could it be of a different to you, like how we are tackling the importance of sanitation in open space and markets?
Yeah, sanitation is important in open places because if we maintain sanitation, we will limit the spread of diseases like cholera.
Yes.
So our people should always, where you sell, you should maintain sanitation because you are serving your people.
Yes.
You should also be clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they should avoid where the issue of you sell and there is dust or rubbish near you.
Yeah.
Flies, carry those things in our food.
Yeah.
And when we come and buy, we may get infected.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you believe that are the biggest challenge to maintain cleanness in the market and public space? Because like as for I know is that I get everybody in gisim takawan. It start from you, bibada in bed, bibada in hila, bijaro aladi mederesa, burafi soup in the open space. But what do you think is the biggest challenge like facing on how we are maintaining the sanitation and our health care?
Like in our country, I will just say like limited infrastructures because people don't have places where you go and throw your dustbin, so everyone just throw it anywhere carelessly, and there's no accountability. No one will come and ask you why are you doing such a things. I think if they provide those dust infrastructures where people can go and put their rubbish, it will be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think also the awareness within the community. There are people who are ignorant to sanitation. So there are people who don't take accountability. If in my house or in our home we grew up and you can go and maybe ease yourself anywhere, you see, or if my parents don't teach me that bathing is an important practice,
Yes.
or when you eat and you're done with your rubbish, there's a specified place you go and throw. So I think awareness and the mentality people have towards sanitation.
That's for sure.
Yes, that's
And
a
also
challenge.
sometimes Zambi feel, as she have mentioned, Fizaman, I was having something I want to throw outside. Yeah? Abigail before this Malta Wasaka can fuel. Like we have crossed, I was on a border. It was just I think it was a bottle of a soda or something. Some big before this Tabanambika for Kalama Pika and can look at your physical. Like they'll come and find you and stuff, yeah. So I have this mentality because, like in Uganda, like we used to have this thing. So like you just get scared of throwing things outside. Some big before this Malta Wasaka. Anagata min Juba, anagata fi Bulug, anagata wen mahala de kulu Malta Wasaka mafi. I ended up just yalla hadi look when fi bed. Like imagine from Juba up to bed, anamag the ligo Mahala Wasaka. So sometimes, as you have already mentioned, can jiwu mahala bikutufogo Wasaka. Just maybe any 10 let me say 20 meters kada kutu mahal tawasaka shan kaman bigeni sahel lanas. But also how do you think, or how does poor sanitation impact young people's life in the community, because this thing can be affected na kashabab?
Yeah, it affects us by diseases like if we are not like buguno nadha feminal iman, like if we are not clean,
Yes.
Some of us it's a habit. So if they don't have that full awareness on sanitation, they will not maintain it. And young people, they if we get diseases, we will spread it quickly, more than the elder people. So I think if they are being given well awareness on how to maintain the sanitation within our houses, our area where we live, even our schools, universities, that will be good.
Okay. And I think also with that we can also see when the cholera outbreak is still ongoing, but also we haven't taken it serious because we mentioned about awareness. Like in part of us as youth, ita can ligo fi kona kida zol der bulu fogo. Ita can ligo mahal like wasaka ita der luku fogo wasaka taki. Au even moe taberedu ajere balade bukun mala nas mala kortu moe de bara. So it's just a lot. But to your own opinion as well, how do you think that the poor sanitation impact young people's life as well?
I think the way sanitation is, it's from the way we carry ourselves to the food we eat to the public toilets. So, for example, if in an area there are no specified public toilets, that means I feel like it's going to impact me wrongly, in that I would rather go and ease myself somewhere than easing myself, because why? There is only one public toilet that is provided for both male and female. And you're not sure, in our generation, in our country, bad things happen. So imagine a young girl, you've gone to ease yourself and then a big man comes. There's going to be, tension, and sometimes it ends up being sexual abuse. So that really impacts a lot. It affects us in a way that now, rather than going to that public toilet where I know I might find some old mzee there, I'd rather go and do my thing somewhere else. So
and even to add on that, with the poor sanitation, I feel like with the infection, because like infection nowadays is not only on the female gender but also our not in infection, because like it can rub public, like you never know what might be coming to you. At the same time, we are so good at blaming games. In this situation, whom to be blamed for us having poor sanitation? Is it the community? Is it an individual as a person? Like whom are we pointing fingers for not improving our sanitation to that standard?
I think it's all of us, but in the beginning it's us. Me as Faith. What am I doing to promote sanitation? Before the government comes in, government will come and help where they see there is a situation and they see people have taken their responsibility towards that step. But if in my community or in my place I'm ignoring, how do you expect the government to come in and help? So I believe it starts with us. So in my situation, I'd say both of us. But most importantly, I think it begins with you as a person.
Yes, that's for sure.
Okay, to add on that, also others believe like cultural practices. They believe that uh, the disease only comes from God. Yeah. So we need to change that.
Yeah.
Also, I have my auntie. She came from village. So to me, I learned that these people, they have no awareness about diseases. Like when eating fruits, they don't wash that God is the one who brings the
Yeah,
sickness.
so it's back.
Yeah, that if they die, God is the one who killed them. So that's how they believe.
Yeah.
Also, I wish if awareness reach to other areas where people don't. Some of them is not to blame them because they have no awareness, but at least if they're educated, they will do the right thing. Yeah. So next time they will know that we have to do so and so. Even urinating, they believe that you can just urinate anywhere, or you go to the bush, you do your stuff, you finish, then you come back. But if they have given full aware on the issue of sanitation, yeah, we will reduce the diseases, the chances of people getting sick.
For sure.
Yeah.
And also, like I heard, I don't know, like if it's is an East African context information or it's South Sudan. Galifi mahalat fi beletanin. If you got your period, bafura letter ofora. They put for you a hole to begin in. You stay there lahad zaman hagik lo intaha. Then you can come and get up and join the
Yes,
people.
I've heard
Even
about
me, I
that.
heard on those issues, but
Yeah.
these are the matters they need to address.
Yes.
Because what you can see, they lack facilities. That's why they do those things, and that's their belief.
Yeah.
Since now we are in the 21st century and they're still behind.
Yeah.
So
And I
we
think
need the
that's where
awareness.
the government comes in. Get people to go to such communities and teach them, as well as get well-wishers, carry pads along, teach them and tell them that, when you're in your periods, use the pads. You shower 3 times or 4 times a day, how to dispose. Because that idea is very wrong, because I can't imagine myself sitting there till my period gets done. You see, it really, even just picturing it.
Yes, imagining it.
Yeah, so that, I think that's now where the government comes in. Get youth, get people from the area, talk to them about it, and I think that way now, at a community effort, we end up, improving our sanitation.
Okay. Do you think with us South Sudanese, with the 75% of the population being youth, they can lead the initiative to make sure that we do have clean environment and a very good sanitation space for us?
Yes, I believe the youth are the old people have already their mentality.
Yes,
And
yes.
we're not wishing them bad, but now for them they're past. But as the youth that are coming up and the ones that are coming up after us, it starts with us. If we create that culture, I believe the next generation will also look forward. You see someone like, let me say yourself, you're a journalist, but you're promoting sanitation. Someone out there is looking at you like, I want to be like her. I want to make such a positive impact, So if we're talking about sanitation, if the way you carry yourself, you see someone sees you're neat, your hair is well kept, they'll be like, I want to copy her cause. So I believe the youth have a very big impact in changing everything.
Okay.
Yeah, and also in our own houses, as we young, we are the very good people to teach our parents, because we move outside for them.
Yes.
Some of them stays at house. Yeah, we would come and say, Mom, Dad, they have taught us so and so. We need to be clean. We need to maintain this, to keep this. They will understand. Yeah. So the youth play a big role in sanitation. Yeah.
What do you think could be an affordable solution? Do you think that can be implemented to improve the sanitation in low-income areas? Because, like, as a mashakal, like, you don't go for something which is a little bit high or expensive, right? So, what are the small things that can be done for us to avoid to cut off the cost and as well improve our health as well?
Like, first of all, if we look for, as a community in our area, we look for a day whereby we can do cleaning, because we give our people awareness on sanitation by keeping your house clean, like your area. I have been in Rwanda, like these people on Saturday, they don't work from morning until at afternoon. They have been cleaning, so it's a habit behavior. Like if you start doing it in our areas, not waiting for the government to bring the infrastructures by us, by cleaning by ourselves, it will be better. Later on, with the help of the government also, things will work well. Yeah.
I believe, like she said, it starts with us. In my neighborhood, for example, there's a place where when it rains, it's really waterlogged, you see, to the extent that people cannot move. But people there are ignorant about mending the road. So I believe if we come as neighbors, it'd be like, okay, you know, this place gets waterlogged. Let's collect some money, small money, you know. Us ourselves, we can provide the labor, get sand and try to fill up, you know. But again, it depends on the mentality that people have. Me, myself, I know when I wake up in the morning, outside the gate, I need to sweep.
Yes.
That means if imagine I sweep my gate, the next neighbor sweeps their place.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you find that the whole street is clean. So I believe joining forces.
Yeah.
Yes, Gurush, Juba is hard, the economy is hard, but small effort at the end of the day makes a big impact. Yeah.
And even like sometimes, as you have mentioned about cleaning, you can also feel wasaka. Like if there is that garbage that is, you can either burn it.
Yes, burn.
So back there haragu, and back there haragu the kutufi kavera. What the city council fisika for kenakate come and collect, but let it be also be packed in a good way they can be also helpful to carry them and burn them. And also at the same time, Fihila, there's this area, I think it's Gudele. Those people, like, I think they are so good with organizing themselves. Huh? They got a truck. Here bed bidafa takriban I think 10,000 or 7,000 per month. So every week, well, every 5 days, they come to your gate. Bishil wasakataki body let a black kavera for you to refill for the other week as well. Yeah. So with this, they just collect the wasaka and everything is put in the place. So I think like this is the little thing that we can do in the community.
But to add on what you've said, you see some people, even in Monoki they do it, but some people feel like that 7,000 is a lot.
Yes.
And some of them, actually, they don't come and collect. So other people will say, okay, you come. When you come and pick the rubbish, we'll give you the money. Others don't have, but some of them, they will come and collect money, and then later on, they won't come and do what they promised to.
And I think if that can be created, it will also create job opportunities.
Yes.
Like sometimes anna kashabab anna beno bikenga tabishaka sunita bikumwasaka. It sounds so weird, and they'll say like, this is not a job I want to do, but this is easy money being made for you as well.
Daily money.
Yes, daily money.
Also like, you know, we like greeting awareness on hand washing. Yeah, it's very important. You find people, you have been from the toilet, you don't wash your hand, you are coming to greet people, you know, you have spread it also a disease in a way you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, so
I think washing of the hands, we just took it so personal during Corona time.
Yeah.
But now cholera is here, and then there's this new virus that have also been surfaced. I just don't remember the name, but it's also relatable to our health and how it's affecting our health. So also hand washing is very important from time to time. And as well, when it comes to sanitation, like how does sanitation or lack of it affect the image of South Sudan to a visitor or an investor? Because like, every time we say, like, come visit South Sudan, come to Terkeka, go to Torid, go to this mountain. Like, okay, Anna can tell you go Malta come Wasaka. Like, how will I tell the story?
I think lack of sanitation. If I'm a tourist and I've come to Juba, you know, from the airport, my trip from the airport to where I'm staying usually gives you a perception of what Sudan is like, South Sudan is like.
yeah.
So imagine I'm coming from the airport, we pass through maybe Konyo and all that, and there's litter everywhere, there's garbage that is not well disposed of. It's when I go back to my country, I'm going to tell this people, South Sudan is dirty, it's not a place you want to visit. So the image to the tourists out there, it really affects. So, you know, whatever people come and see here, they'll obviously go and take back home.
Yes.
So if sanitation is bad here, what do you expect me to tell the people who want to come as well and visit the place? So lack of sanitation can really affect us internationally. Yeah.
And also she mentioned earlier on that she'd been in Rwanda, and she even mentioned that every Saturday those people clean. So look at the story that she came out with from wherever that you went. So like it also be good for someone to leave this country and tell good stories about this side as well.
Yes. Also, like if I'm an investor, I came to South Sudan, maybe I want to invest, do business. Like I will see the place is dirty. Maybe that's not the environment I'm looking. So I may definitely go back and say, South Sudan is not a good place where to do a business.
That's for sure.
Yeah,
and
that's
even like
bad image.
And even for business people, like if they are really true business people, they don't look into the quantity. They look mostly into the quality of the product or where they are going to be putting their money in. So it's not favorable with them. Of course, they will leave, and the rate of employment, it will still get
low.
to the worst, and we're not going to be improving ourselves.
Another thing I think also is the diseases. If there's poor sanitation, there's diseases. No one wants to come to a country where they're suffering from cholera, they're suffering from this and this and this. So sanitation really plays a big key, and I feel like if I don't want to come to a country where I know I can easily contract something. So imagine right now there's the outbreak, like you've said. There are a lot of people out there who are like, we can't go to South Sudan right now, there's a cholera outbreak. So I think improving our sanitation also helps us in that way. Because now the whites are so scared of small diseases. Really, you know.
Why?
So I think having good sanitation helps us as an image of South Sudan. It builds on our image.
Okay. You also, we mentioned about awareness, but I want us to also take it a little bit into details. What do you think the role of education can play in promoting better sanitation?
Okay, like telling people how germs are actually being spread, because some of them they don't know. Like if you educate them on certain diseases, like cholera, it comes when your environment is dirty, you don't clean. So they will have a full or clear image on how diseases are being spread to in our communities. So, and they will also look for solution how to maintain.
And I think also there's this thing when we are young, before you come and eat, or you go to the bathroom, you wash. They always threaten us with this thing. But nowadays, kids, you tell a child you go and wash your hands, they will come and tell you boldly, African germs
I know
African germs are too slow to kill us. So like child, like at your age you're supposed to wash your hands, but now you're telling me even you know that African germs are too slow. So like it's also like education really had to play a big role in this.
Yes, I believe now when it comes to education, even school, you know, at home they may not teach you a lot of things, but in school, for example, before you eat, wash your hands. When you go to the toilet, use toilet paper. If you feel like you've messed up the toilet, get water and clean after. Because no one wants to enter a toilet when it's dirty. So certain things, even just putting those small posters on the door, on the bathrooms, for example, you know, go with water to the toilet, you know. It's really small, but it actually causes an impact, because at the end of the day, if I come and use the toilet, you come and use the toilet, a man uses the toilet, and we are all cleaning it after. That's us promoting.
That's what
also students themselves in Uganda, boarding schools, before you go to class, you like, I remember all of us had roles. Each dormitory had a role. So they say, dorm 1, you guys are in charge of the bathrooms. That means after people have showered, you clean the bathrooms before you leave. And there's the matron who is going to come and check if you've cleaned it or not. Compound, who is in charge? Dorm 2, you're in charge of making sure you guys have swept the compound. So such things at the end of the day, much as we're in school, it's also promoting sanitation. It's teaching us how to live outside there.
And also when I could remember also when I was in Juba Diocese and Model, like it was class by class. We cleaned the class. If not the cleaning of the class, like the bathrooms as well, they'll say class 1A, You people are the one.
Yes.
Can alela like a mahale manedifu. Tanyum saba everyone will be caned. That's for a sure thing.
There's caning and there's you repeating.
Yeah.
You know already you don't want to repeat.
Yes,
so
that's
now
the
you have to
thing.
repeat.
Yeah, and I think that's very true. Like sometimes we need to make some good awareness. Starting why I'm mentioning about kids or why I'm mentioning about primary or why high school, because like those are the ages you need to be teaching them.
Yes.
Lano mon kan jaraba, like
The-
them they'll say like the bigger addy, like there's
It's
no
part of
yes,
them.
Yeah,
it's part of them.
life.
Yes.
So if they're being taught from a younger age, I think things
It will
can
be easy.
could be easy. And almost when it comes to the Youth Pass podcast, time flies so fast.
Yes.
But one last, like, if you could change one thing about public sanitation in your area, whether in the public spaces or in the market, what could that be and why?
Okay, like basically in my area, what I've seen is those people of Jaka, they have water where people come and fetch water, water
Yes.
distributed places. So those people who are working there normally let the water flow, and people also come and throw dust. So, you know, if at least we could maintain cleanness so that we don't spread, like, you know, when water stands in one place, it creates mosquitoes.
Yes.
Yes, and we could easily get what? Malaria. So in my area, I would have I've just seen if it is better if we could maintain cleanness. We should avoid throwing of dirty rubbishes around everywhere we collect, and also if we could do cleaning, like we look for those Sheikh Al Hila, at least if they could like talk to the people, like we should clean, sweep your outside your gate, you clean. That will be better, and also it will reduce the level of sanitation in our area.
Me, I think I would want to have more disposal points and bins. If we could come together as a neighborhood, there are usually those plastic big bins that have these ones are non-recyclable, and then there is also recyclable. So I think if as a community, if we could come, you know, it would help us a lot. You know that these ones are recyclable. There are always people that are looking for plastics, you know. It will be easy for them to even access it and even help us in instead of us thinking of how to burning it and polluting the environment. If I put plastics here, Nasta plastic will come, they'll collect. That's helping me because I now know the garbage has been, you know. The one that is non-recyclable, when the people that are collecting rubbish come, it will make it easier for them to, you know, just dispose, leave the bin there. So I think putting more disposal points, because you even mentioned looking for a place, you're moving, there are no bins around where you can just drop that bottle of water, that bottle of soda. So I think putting more disposal points will really help.
That's for sure. For me, I'll just take an aid into the marketplaces, because like Fiyom and Rafi custom, they're plaiting my hair or making my nails, I think. So I wanted to pee. But kind of went. But 5 minutes away. I said like, oh my god, and this is a market. How do you expect me to work and yet I'm just so badly off under bull? So lokan, like if I didn't keep it lad if you bed, can I back the bull west fitara for Annabiligo corner? I just look left and right. I will not find a place and I just pee there, right? So it will also be important, like an amulu bakanat in a public spaces, and that's become accessible and us. Even like keeping those places clean each and every time. It should be clean, because you're trying to make business. How will need for be told budra, and make sure there's toilet paper there is sabun and bikasulubo ida, and I think everything will be also put in a good place. And those are some of the recommendations we have, and I'm so glad that we had this conversation with the both of you on enhancing public and market sanitation. And to the youth, it's your responsibility. It's not about the two of them, but it's not also me alone, but it's also start from you, how to take care of the environment and how to make everything healthy, and as well for our community and our families as well, because like let alone cholera outbreak is still there. So it's your responsibility to be taking care of yourself and as well your families. From me to you, this has been another topic of the Youth Pass podcast.
The Youth Pulse podcast, speaking from our hearts.